The movie opens with a text introduction about an alien species known as the Yaoya, predators to all, friends to none. Among them is a young and undersized Ya named Dek, from a proud warrior clan. Determined to prove himself and earn his father's approval, Dek sets out to show his worth as a hunter. Inside a dark cave, Dek senses his older brother, Ki, who's hidden under an invisibility cloak. The two brothers fight briefly, a training test from Ki to prepare Dek for his first real hunt. Ki warns him that his anger makes him reckless and could get him killed. After the training, Ki shows Dek a planet called Jenna. Following their clan's ancient tradition, Dek must hunt and return with a worthy prey to earn his place, or never come back. Holograms of various creatures appear before him, and Dek boldly chooses the deadliest one of all, the Callusk, a beast so feared that even their father considers it unkillable. Called the weakest of the clan, Dek vows to slay the strongest. Wey tries to stop him, but Dek refuses to change his mind. Their father soon arrives with his guards and demands to know why Ki hasn't followed orders. It's revealed that the father commanded Ki to kill Dek, calling him a weakness to the clan. Using a device, he pins Dek to the ground and orders Ki to behead him. But instead of killing him, Ki frees his brother and shoves him into a spaceship. He then turns to fight their father, but is swiftly overpowered. With the invisibility cloak, the father slices off Ki's arm and impales him. Before dying, Ki activates the ship, sending Dek away from their planet. After a long flight, Dek crash lands on Jenna. Looking around the strange new world, he vows to complete the hunt in honor of his fallen brother. He readies his high-tech weapons, a bow, spear, and sword, but soon gets ambushed by living tree branches. He hacks his way free and tends to his wounds with local flowers. When a worm he tries to eat explodes, he realizes how dangerous this planet truly is. As Dek continues his hunt for the Callusk, he encounters explosive flowers and a massive flying predator. A girl from a nearby valley, Tai, tries to warn him, but he doesn't understand her language, until she switches to his, revealing she's a robot. Tai offers to help, but Dek insists on hunting alone. Moments later, the flying beast attacks, dropping objects that trigger poisonous explosions. Following Tai's instructions, Dek throws her his weapon before collapsing from the gas. Tai leaps into battle, using the weapon to kill the creature in a brutal strike. She then saves Dek's life with an antidote. When Dek gets up, he offers to help her, only to discover she has no legs. Tai explains that she's synthetic, built by the Wey and Utani Corporation for research. Many of Dek's kind have come to hunt the Callusk, she says, but none survived. She's the only one who's seen it and lived. She proposes a deal. Take her along, and she'll guide him to the creature's lair, where she can reattach her legs and help him kill it. Dek ignores her until she convinces him she can be his tool, the perfect guide to his prey. Dek ties Tai to his back using a rope made from tree vines, and together they set off toward the Callusk's den. That night, they camp in a cave. Tai tells her story. She's been stranded on Jenna for 2 years, waiting for her best friend Tessa to rescue her. Both were robots created by the Utani Corporation, but during an expedition, the Callusk attacked and tore off her legs. The last thing she heard was Tessa calling her name. She realizes she's talking to herself. Dek has fallen asleep. Meanwhile, at the Utani facility, Tessa's lifeless body is revived. She's assigned the same mission again: capture the Callusk and secure the biological weapon. Dek is now labeled a threat and must be eliminated. The company warns Tessa that another failure means her termination. By morning, Dek asks Tai where he can find food. She leads him to a massive, rhino-like beast. Dek decides to hunt it, leaping through trees to chase it down. Just as he's about to strike, a monkey-like creature erupts. Dek angrily attacks it, but the creature is strong. When he tries to choke it, Tai warns him. The rhino is charging toward them. Dek hurls his sword, slicing the beast's head clean off. He roars in victory, but before he can celebrate, a massive octopus-like monster emerges and captures them. It tries to devour them both, but the monkey-like creature suddenly returns, firing a sharp shell that forces the beast to drop them. The monkey seems to have grown fond of Dek, yet the danger isn't over. The octopus gives chase again. When it seizes the monkey, Dek leaps onto its back, slashing his sword across its body until the creature collapses dead. Meanwhile, Tessa arrives on Jenna with heavily armed soldiers to eliminate Dek and capture the Callusk. Her strength is on full display as she single-handedly holds off a plant-like monster before her team burns it down. That night, Tai reflects on how far she and Dek have come, realizing they make a surprisingly good team. By morning, they resume their journey. Dek leaves the monkey behind, insisting once again that he hunts alone, and that Tai is merely his tool. Eventually, they reach the Callusk's lair, where countless corpses lie scattered across the ground. Tai locates her missing legs and reattaches them. Before she can confess something important, Dek thanks her, promising he will honor her forever for helping him find the Callusk. Tai then urges Dek to run, She reveals that she's part of the same corporation hunting the creature and that soldiers are on their way. If he stays, he'll die. But Dek refuses to retreat. If anyone stands in his way, he'll kill them. He detonates an explosion with his sword, drawing out the Callusk, a massive, terrifying creature. Dek strikes first, but the monster's power is overwhelming. It shatters his blade with a single hit. He manages to slice off its arm, but to his horror, it regenerates instantly. Using a chain, Dek tries to pin it down, while Tai fires her gun to help. In his final breath of defiance, Dek tells her to save herself. He then slices off the Callusk's head, but even that grows back. The creature cannot die. Suddenly, a device flies in from above, freezing both the Callusk and Dek in place. It's Tessa and her team. Dek wakes later, bound and restrained. Tessa intends to experiment on him for the corporation. During her conversation with Tai, it's revealed that the company wants the Callusk's regenerative powers to weaponize them for humanity's use. Tai pleads for Dek's release, arguing they should only study his weapons and technology, but Tessa refuses. Eventually, Tai secretly frees Dek and helps him escape. He returns to his crashed ship, re-equips himself, and sets out to rescue her. On the way, he meets the monkey again, realizing it's actually the Callusk's offspring. In a symbolic gesture, Dek spits on it, marking it as part of his clan. Together, they storm the corporation's base, taking down guards one by one. Meanwhile, the company congratulates Tessa for capturing the Callusk. When asked about the alien, she lies, claiming she already killed him. But Dek infiltrates the compound, defeats the remaining guards, and finally rescues Tai. She's moved, realizing he truly cares. Dek tells her he can't leave the Callusk behind. It's the mother of the creature now with him. He heads to free it, but Tessa attacks in a massive mech suit. As Dek fights her, Tai works to release the Callusk. Just when Tessa gains the upper hand, the freed Callusk pounces on her suit, crushing it and killing her. The creature reunites with its child as Dek and Tai watch in silence. Dek approaches to pay his respects, but from behind, the badly wounded Tessa throws a freezing device, killing the Callusk in an explosion. Tessa turns to kill Tai, but Dek stabs her from behind, ending her for good. Sometime later, Dek returns to his home planet to avenge his brother's death. His father sends 2 warriors after him, but Dek kills them effortlessly, shocking the man who once called him weak. Father and son face off in a brutal duel. Though the elder uses his invisibility cloak, Dek anticipates his moves and defeats him. As his father lies dying, he tells Dek he's finally worthy to join their clan, but Dek replies coldly that he already has his own. At that moment, the young Callusk appears and devours Dek's father from behind. Tai stands beside Dek as he takes his father's cloak, and that's how the movie ends. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to subscribe for more.